Hello, hello, everybody. Good evening, good evening. Happy Friday.
Hello, hello.
Hello, Wingman. How's it going? Let me just
How's it? Well, and yourself? Good, good, good.
It
Hey,
is
Granny. Hey,
freezing.
Sylvia.
It is so cold here. Oh, my goodness.
It's so hot here. I'm wearing short sleeves.
Oh, yeah, no, it was
Comfy.
very warm here yesterday, but it is freezing here today. Hopefully this is winter saying goodbye, because I'm ready to go. Yeah, and that's what's so exciting. You know, Chris, you always talk about the changing of seasons, and here we are in the changing of seasons as we speak. So you need to adapt to the change. So this is what this meeting's all about, is adapting to the change of seasons. Hi, George. Nice to see you with us. So yeah, I've been thinking a lot about Spain and how I've always loved the idea of siesta and just the whole culture that in August, that's it. August, September, that's it. Don't think you're going to get anything out of anyone from there unless you're going on a boat or having a drink or going for a dance. And I think it's so beautiful because in that comes community and socializing and love and fun and relax and joy and sunshine and smiles. And that's what it's all about. And, you know, when we started gifting, we were really in the boom of the Zoom culture. And we had to take the Zoom culture by the horns and make the most out of it. But here we are, and seasons are changing again. And we want to see people. And we need to get out there and start meeting people. And I mean, you've always heard Chris and myself saying, you know, we've been so busy with the community and so busy with gift of legacy and creating something that's going to leave a legacy, but we haven't been able to really focus on building our own legacies. So, you know, I've got enough people, but I'm not getting the traction that I require in order to move through my perpetual boards with my 2 people. So I would really like to focus on building my own lineage. And what was so lovely was chatting to Chris today. We had a lovely hour-and-a-half conversation, just the 2 of us. And we just caught up. And he was telling me how he's actually building a lineage. And I was getting some sound advice from him, you know, and it's just so nice because, and I'll let him share, but I was saying to him just today, you've inspired me and I'm ready to start doing this now. And I'm ready to start making the time. And Chris, maybe 2 hours ago, somebody actually contacted me from my downline. I was actually in Egypt with them, but I never invited them to Gift of Legacy. They got invited through somebody else that I'd invited. And they were like, hey, can I ask you a few questions? Alzette's not available. And I was like, absolutely, you are part of my lineage. Of course, I'm going to help you. And whatever you need, if you need anything from me, I am literally a phone call or a text away because I want to nurture you and I want to look after you and I want to help you grow. And it was just so amazing that we were talking about that today and somebody actually reached out. So beautiful sign from the universe. And yeah, it's time that we maximize the time that we do have together and we're dedicated to putting in together, and then also start maximizing on the time that we can invite friends over, meet somebody for coffee, have a barbecue or a braai, invite people around for drinks, anything where you can start socializing with people and speaking about things in a very organic way. And that is why this evening is our last Friday, so that we have an opportunity to do just that. So over to you, Wingman.
Awesome. Thank you, Wingman. No, it was awesome chatting to you earlier on this morning. And you know what, at the end of the day, my passion is working with people and building teams. Anybody that knows me. And I haven't been able to do that for the last 8.5 months. And yeah, I've fallen behind, which has not been easy, because all I've wanted to do was get on the bicycle and just ride it. But as you said, we've been so busy creating GL and upgrading it, busy with all the improvements. We all know that it's been a crazy ride getting to where we are. And, you know, I was thinking about it today, you know, in about a week and a half, we are going to be 9 months old. And we were talking about Gift of Legacy. We gave birth to something beautiful on the 10th of January this year. And I'm going to sort of like take those words back. I don't think we gave birth. We were conceived. We were conceived on the 10th of January. That's the way I see it. And the pregnancy has been happening, and it's been a tough pregnancy. Let me tell you, there's been morning sickness. There's been, it's just been hectic. I think I've been puking as well, just watching it. And, you know, I believe that in a week and a half, when it comes to our 9 months, see Jenny laughing there. I believe that's when we are going to be giving birth to GL. Personally, myself, I've gone back to the drawing board. I've gone back to basics in a big way. And yeah, you guys have heard me talk about my name list. My name list is now sitting on 1,100 people. 1,100 people, guys. And guess what I'm going to be doing? I'm going to be sending the link tree out to all 1,100 people over the next 2 to 3 weeks. Where do all these people come from? My phone. There's 1,100 names. Well, it's a bit more. It's about 1,300 on my phone, right? And I look at my toy business. A lot of you guys know I owned a successful international toy company for the last decade. And over all those years, I've contacted over 1,000 people globally in every country around the world. And you know what? I'm not prejudging. I was actually sitting with a friend of mine, Mina, today. We were having coffee, and I was helping him with his name list. So I said, the biggest thing is not to prejudge. And I'm going to be sending this message out with love and without any attachment on the outcome. That is the secret. Sending it out with love, with no attachment to the outcome. And when I was talking to Muna today, I said, when you send that link tree out, guys, I did it last week. I contacted a friend of mine in New Zealand. I sent him the link tree. 24 hours later, he sent me a message saying, how do I join? That's what he asked me. How do I join? Guys, you know, at the end of the day, we've got to be the messenger, not the message, because it's not our job to present Gift of Legacy. Trust me, that's the last thing I feel like doing is presenting GL. We've got enough material. We've got enough training. That link tree is absolutely mind-blowing. And the strategy behind it is say as little as possible. 2, maybe 3 lines, and you send the link tree. Do you know what I love about that link tree? Is you're not sending, so you guys have watched the Getting Started with a Bang that Candz and I did. A lot of you have watched that. It's the same concept, but now what we're doing is we're just shortening it a little bit. So instead of sending one video, have you watched it? Have you watched it? Yes, I've watched it. Send the next video. Have you watched it? Have you watched it? Now you sound like you're pestering a little bit. You know that feeling? I think you understand what I'm saying. Now, the person watches it in their own time. And the cool thing is, straight away, it says there 90 seconds, 3 minutes, 6 minutes, 7 minutes, 22 minutes. You giving it to them to watch and process in their own time. Don't worry about how long it's going to take for a person to get back to you. The thing is, you've planted the seed, which is the most important thing. Okay, I was quite impressed that the guy got back to me, my friend, within 24 hours and said, how do I join? Because everything is there. Everything is there. So that's what I'm going to be doing, guys. I'm going to be leading by example. Anybody that knows me, anything that I train, everything that I talk about, I would never, ever in my life tell somebody to do something that I have not done myself, because I lead by example. I lead by example. I would never say to somebody, oh, try this. Have you done it, Chris? No, I haven't done it. No ways. I walk the walk. I talk the talk and I walk the walk. If I say, have a go at this, have a go at it because I've tried it, and then follow the recipe. It's very simple. It's like a chocolate cake. And I'm going to be putting this recipe in place. And you know what? I'm going to share with the community feedback. I'm going to give you guys feedback and say, guys, this is what I did. This is how I did it. And this is what the feedback is going to be. And I'm going to be documenting all of it, because I'm going to be like the little guinea pig, paving the way. And I'm going to say to you guys, this is how many I did. This is the statistics of what you can expect. And then all you do is do exactly what I've done and follow the recipe. A chocolate cake, I can give you the same recipe as me, and we can start cooking and baking and make this chocolate cake. But you know what? If you decide you're going to leave some of the ingredients out, you're not going to have a chocolate cake that is going to taste very good. You might leave some of the chocolate out, the cocoa. You might not put sugar in. You might not put what's that stuff in that makes it go big? That fluffy white stuff.
Baking powder.
Baking powder, yes. You might, oh my word, you might not put baking powder in. So guess what's going to happen? Your cake ain't going to rise. It's going to flop. You're going to have a flat, funny chocolate cake. But if you follow the recipe, you're going to have a yummy, yummy, delicious chocolate cake. And it's as simple as following a recipe. And you've heard me talk about this before. I think, you know, what we do as human beings is we like to overcomplicate things. I like to use the word analysis causes paralysis. Don't overcomplicate it. It's the most simple thing. And all you do is just send it out without any expectation on the outcome. And yes, I started building a lineage 3 weeks ago. And the team that I'm busy building right now, already 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 people have already gone onto the silver board, guys. And I'm talking about a position from scratch. I was a builder, just a normal builder on the position. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to start it from scratch. And that's what I did. I invited from the builder position and just started building from there. You will see the energy and the excitement that I have with the people on this group. So what I'm doing is, I wouldn't say, you know, build from scratch, but what I'm saying is sort of take a step back. What I've done is I'm taking 10 steps back to take 10, 20 steps forward, because I know deep down in my heart that GL is now ready. The system is now ready. And I believe that in my heart, I believe that in my soul. And that's why I'm going to take this, I'm going to give it such a push. And I advise everybody to do the same. Let's really get back to those name lists, guys. 472 people is what the average person has on their cell phone. And the biggest thing, guys, don't prejudge. Don't prejudge. I was telling Muna today, straight away he said to me, oh, I've got a few people I know that they're going to be so interested. I said to him, how do you know? He goes, no, I've got an idea. I said, no, you're making up somebody else's mind for them. You have no idea. The person that you think will not be interested will be the person that will surprise you and come back and say, how do I join? So trust me, I don't know how it happens. I've personally seen it over and over again. And then also, I want you to really remember what I'm going to tell you now. When it comes to sharing GL, if you type up a whole long WhatsApp or Telegram or a long message and you've put 10 minutes of energy into it, and you've got your explanation of how you want the message to come across, you've put time, effort, and energy into this message. Let's call it 10 minutes. You send it to them. And this person comes back to you and says, no, I'm not interested. You know what happens? The way you're going to feel is they have rejected you. You're going to feel rejected. And that's the worst feeling in the world. But now what I want you to do is I want you to think and look one step ahead. If you say 3 or 4 lines and all you do is send the link tree, and then they say no to you, guess what they're rejecting? They're rejecting the link tree. They're rejecting GL, but they're not rejecting you because you didn't pour your heart out and put all this energy and effort into the message. You are the messenger, not the message. Let the tools be your message. Let the tools be the message. All you are is a messenger. And I can tell you something, when a person says no, it's like, oh, well, it doesn't matter, carry on. They didn't say no to Chris. They didn't say no to me. They said no to the information that was shared. Only once they've come back to you do you then engage and take it further from there. I thought I'd just give that advice to you this evening because that's what I'm busy doing right now. And let me tell you something. I'm excited, guys. I'm excited. The last 3 weeks, I've got like this new lease on life. I've got this energy. I'm waking up early, guys. I'm waking up early. I wake up. I take a walk. I'm drinking water. You see how much water I'm drinking. I don't stop peeing. You don't understand it. Oh my goodness gracious. I'm drinking like 5 liters of water a day. I'm walking. I'm keeping myself energized because it's all about living a balanced life. All about living a balanced life. And the excitement. Let me tell you something. On Wednesday, a person put on the, listen to this, guys, on the group, okay, the lineage that I'm building, a person put a person's name and said, sorry, 2 people's names, and said, guys, I want to contact this person sometime during the course of this week. Here's the 2 people's names. Can you please just look at these names and also just send some energy into these names so that by the time my message arrives to them, they're already going to get it with positivity. People popped onto the group and said, can I also put a name? Can I also put a name there? Can I also put a name? How beautiful was that? That touched my heart. And I tell you what, this is what we created GL for. This is what we created it for, is the excitement and the energy. I'm energized. Yes, I must say a month ago, I was a little bit tired. I felt a little bit run down. I felt a little bit burnt out, to be honest with you. I think a lot of people were messaging me saying, Chris, you got to sleep, my brother. You're looking tired. And I did. I took a little bit of a step back. I got that A to Z document out a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago today. Last week, I took a little bit of time out just to gather myself. And yeah, now I'm ready to rock and roll. I'm so excited. And I want everybody to just get onto this journey. And let's do this, guys. Let's do what GL was created for. So the first thing that we're going to be talking about this evening is Friday, last Friday. Why are we doing it? Candz touched on it now. We're going to be changing the Zoom schedule a little bit. We're going to do Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. And we will never dump the Motivation Monday or scrap Motivation Monday. Motivation Monday is crucial, guys. It is absolutely crucial. Yay, there's Mia going, yes, Mia, you're going to be back on stage again. Jenny, you're going to be back on stage again. You guys rock. You guys were friggin' awesome. You guys were awesome. And just the feedback we get from people, it's so amazing because self-development is the most important thing because you're going to look within. You're going to look within. The only person that is stopping you from getting from A to B or succeeding is the person that you're looking at in the mirror every morning. And it's all about self-confidence and self-esteem because we've been hurt the last 2 years. Yes, society and communities have been hurt. And people's self-confidence and self-esteem is not where it should be. And that's why we will never drop Motivation Monday. Because this is where, guys, the information that we bring on a Monday, people pay thousands. People pay thousands for the type of information. And here, you get it for free being a participant of Give to Legacy. People would die just to get that information. We will never stop that. Tuesdays are going to be normal presentation. And that's where you can invite a brand new person to come onto a presentation. Let me tell you something. We will always have the top, most amazing presenters representing GL on your behalf so that you don't have to do it. Let us do the work for you. That's what we're here for. We're here to serve you. Then Wednesday is going to be one of three things. It's either going to be a second presentation straight afterwards in a row, so it's Tuesday and Wednesday, or if there's a training that is very important that we will be doing live, we will make it a training on the Wednesday, or if there's very important announcements that will supersede the training, the presentation. But we will let everybody know probably the night before or first thing in that morning. So that's what we will make sure that you have 3 times a week. Monday, Motivation Monday. Tuesday is Tuesday presentation. Wednesday, other presentation, training, or announcement. And we're moving to a new platform called ScreenYard, which is so cool. So what's going to be happening is we will be linking that directly to YouTube. So from next week, Tuesday, we're not going to be joining in on Zoom anymore. We're all going to be joining in via YouTube, where we can still see each other and chat and all that type of thing. So everyone will then be chatting on YouTube. Candz and I was talking about it during the course of the week, and we need to utilize YouTube to its full potential. YouTube is powerful, guys. YouTube is absolutely amazing. So we just want to take the YouTube channel to the next level and utilize it to its full potential. So that will be from Tuesday. Everything's going to move over. So we won't be using a Zoom link anymore. That's when the Candz was talking about the word change. So that's what we're talking about. We're so used to Zoom, and yeah, we need to move. Will we still be able to see each other? Yes, Mia. There's going to be 10 participants that'll be able to come onto the screen. So it will still be interactive from that aspect, but otherwise we're going to be running it full YouTube. Have I covered everything there, Candz?
Yeah, look, the cool thing about the program StreamYard that we're using is we will be able to still, we'll be able to interact with the comments. So if anybody comments on YouTube, we'll be able to have the dialogue like we used to on Zoom. So that's going to be quite cool because we weren't able to actually do that before being on a Zoom. We couldn't actually interact on YouTube. We used to have other people having to check that for us. And, you know, YouTube's the better option. A lot of people have moved over to YouTube because it's cheaper with data. With load shedding and everything that's going on in the world. I was chatting to one of our beautiful family from Germany today, and she said they are making everything so expensive. So that's why we're also doing it, because we'd rather have a larger audience on YouTube. Like Chris said, you know, we can drive traffic there. The more people you have and the more activity you have on YouTube, the wider they'll show and recommend the videos to other people that match the demographic, which is quite cool. So it's advertising without advertising, which will be great. And then what I also wanted to mention is the reason why I was so inspired by Chris today is because, you know, he was talking about exactly what he's been doing. 3 weeks ago, he started building. And, you know, those of you that feel stuck, that constantly are saying that they're not getting hold of anyone on their boards and all of that kind of thing. If you build a lineage from scratch, like he's doing, and he was probably on a perpetual board as a builder. I'm not saying he took out a new profile, but as a builder, he decided to start building and he created a group. And now every single person that is on Chris's group is somebody that's come in through his invitees. So they're a really tight-knit family. They're all on the same page. They're all supporting one another. Now, because Chris has got his 2, I said to him, what are you doing now? If you've got 1,000 people that you're going to contact every day, you're obviously going to get more people that want to join. Where are you going to put them? Are you going to put them underneath yourself? because, you know, then at least, you know, you've got direct invitees. And if some of them do well, great. If others don't do well, it's not so much because you've got more. Or are you actually doing the 2 by 2 by 2 that we talk about, where you'll find out further down your lineage if somebody requires somebody, and then because they're contributing to your growth, you don't mind giving a person away. But if I had to call Chris and go, hey, Chris, I know you're working on your name list. Don't you want to give somebody to me? That serves absolutely no purpose to Chris, because he's going to give somebody that doesn't know me to me, and we're not in the same lineage. So what's the point? But he'll happily help people below him with one person, and they need to find the other one. And once they find the other one, then their responsibility is to help somebody below them. And what's so beautiful is that's what's working, and that's what's happening. And they're motivating each other. They're putting energy into people's names because they all know each other. And when we're on stuck boards, we don't have that same tight-knit community. So where I started building was a little bit different. I wasn't a builder. I was a legend, but I was on a board where nobody was talking, and I didn't want to let it go to waste. So I got people to join. I was selective in my process of who I got to join, and I didn't nurture them. So they got on and, you know, they've been talking, but I haven't been assisting them. And also I've spun off the board. So I'm not really, I don't see what's going on. I don't even remember who's on there besides all of them. So it's been quite difficult. There's a very big disconnect between us. But the great thing is, if we can just push past the guides and the 1 or 2 builders that are on the board that we don't know, we get to the next stage, then guess what? They will all come and follow me onto my perpetual board, and then we'll all be together and we'll all be working together. And that's where the exponential growth happens, is when you're all working together and you've got that tight-knit community. And that's why Chris is doing it, so that he can be an example and say to you that it definitely does work. And it does work. I mean, within 3 weeks, hey, Chris?
3 weeks and 2 days.
3 weeks and 2 days, he's the legend on silver. Like, that is amazing. And he's doing it exactly the right way. He hasn't put 100 people underneath him. He's put 2 people that put their 2 people that put their 2 people, and now they're helping, assisting, making sure that everyone's growing. It's really, really simple.
And you know what's so cool is the mindset where somebody said, okay, there's somebody that's got no invitees. They got their one and put it underneath that person. And then they said, okay, so now I owe you one as soon as I get to that position. And that's already started kicking in already, where the people are going, I'm giving you one, one. But like the cardinal rule, guys, you've heard me say this a few times before, never, ever, ever, ever put 2 people underneath one person. Because what you're doing is straight away you're cutting the wings off. You're cutting the wings off. You are doing rescuing, not empowering. So it's a two-way street. It's a two-way street. I'm happy to help, but you've also got to help yourself at the same time. So yeah, that's a way. You know, that's how I did it in the precursor program. I went from a brand new little person joining from scratch, went right through the boards in 4 months. And that's how I did it. Exactly what I'm doing now. So I'm going to share everything with you guys as I'm progressing, as I'm moving along, because I know it works. I know it works 100%. So yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Right. And then the other thing we just wanted to touch on and mention this evening is the email addresses. You obviously all saw the infographic that went out today. Adele, I would just like to commend you yet again on all the beautiful infographics you make. Wow, you got a talent, girl. Wow, those are absolutely amazing. Some people didn't quite understand it. Everyone knows that you could create a secondary, third, fourth, fifth, 100th email if you want to, but just putting your name and using plus whatever you want to, whether it's plus and numbers or plus whatever, you could create multiple email addresses. And everybody that's already used the +1 currently already in profiles that they have will not be affected at all. What got deployed is, as of immediate effect, is new people coming onto the program as of now. Will have to create new email addresses for each profile. And you might be thinking, oh my goodness, why are you guys doing this to us? This is not fair. There's a massive reason why we're doing it. We had a call with the developer on Monday, and we were kicking and screaming and fighting against it. And he gave us 2 ultimatums. We all know in April this year, when we had that cyber attack nearly wiped us out. It really, I think we underplay it. Let me tell you something. We were sweating blood. The program nearly collapsed. The program nearly collapsed in April, and that was because bots had infiltrated the system, and because of the +1, a bot can create an email. Now, the developer is talking about seconds versus milliseconds. I mean, this is the type of speed we're talking about here. And at the speed that it was happening, it was like creating 4 to 5 accounts every second. So that's every 0.2 of a second. New account, new account, new account, new account. Yeah, what happened there is that slowed the whole system down, and that's where a system could actually be hijacked, to put it in plain language. He said, where we are right now, if something like that happens again, which nearly started happening last week, that's why he brought it to our attention. And he was able to stop that very, very quickly, stopped it in its tracks. And we called a very urgent meeting on Monday. And he said, guys, we need to implement this immediately. We're like, no, can't we wait? He said, no, now. Because if this happens now where we are, the system will fall down and the system will collapse and we won't have GL. And we might not be able to get it up within a month. We can't afford that, guys. So we had to make a decision there and then. Do we protect GL or do we just take a chance? And I'm sorry, I'm not going to take a chance on people's lives. I will not have that responsibility on my shoulders. Any decision we make, as you've heard us say many times, is for the protection for GL. It's for the protection of GL.
On that note, though, Chris, like you said earlier, we've been in the incubation period. We've been in the pregnancy stage of GL. But one thing that we've said from the very beginning, and most of the guidelines have been there from the very beginning. It's just, everybody knew when we started that a lot of those guidelines couldn't be implemented because we had to get going. So we've been building the ship as we've been flying. And one of the things we've always said is, what do you need to get started with GL? An active internet connection, email, Telegram, and WhatsApp as a method of communication. And we have always suggested from the get-go that you are and you should be responsible for your own accounts. And yes, I understand that there's people that might not have access to email and that kind of thing, but we're creators of magnitude here. You know that we are. So if you're going to let that hold you back and you're going to be in judgment of people that you feel don't have access to email or don't learn email, why not focus your energy on empowering them to learn how to use those things so that they can be an active part in their own rescue? I was told today that we keep making things difficult for everybody, and that every time things start going smoothly, we change things and we make it difficult for everybody. Do you think I have fun with that? Do you think we sit in an office and think, how can we screw with the community now? No, we don't, because we're part of the community, and what affects you affects us too. But I'm so tired of people phoning me and moaning at me saying that, because how do you think we feel where things are going smoothly and we've paid the developer another $200,000 or whatever it is that we pay him, and we found out that we've got to adjust something or change something or code something new in order to protect the program because people are not following the guidelines and they're not playing by the rules. They're trying to screw the program in whatever way that they can. So please, when we make a change, it's not to try and screw you and make things more difficult. This isn't a game like Tetris or a PlayStation game where we try and make it more challenging. We are building a legacy for the long haul so that everybody can benefit, not just us that are here, all the people that are joining. When 2 billion people have joined, we want to make sure that it's okay for the 4 billion that join after that and the 8 billion that join after that. And guess what? We're not going to run out of people, because if everybody stuck to the guidelines and they went in on their perpetual journey, we've sorted half of the people that are required, because every board creates 2 legends that become 2 gifters that come back in the program. So just go back to basics. Stop trying to find negativity in the positive that we do. Please. People called me today and said they miss me. Where are we? And we're tired of facing the public sometimes because we suffer abuse. And I want to have fun. I want to build lineages. I want to be around people that bring me joy. And just being abused all the time is not cool. It's not cool. Not after everything that we've put together and done, you know. And being abused 1 minute and then thanked another in the next 10 minutes is also not cool either. You know, not cool.
Yeah, that's the seasons. We go through 4 seasons in one day, hey? Up, down, up, down, up, down. And all we do is try our best. And, you know, I just want to quickly touch on what you said there, rules versus guidelines. You know, a job has rules. You have to show up. You have to put your little time ticket card in to say when you arrived, and then that's when you get paid and you get told when you can go and leave and all of that stuff. So with a job comes rules. We haven't put rules in place. We put guidelines in place for a reason, and you don't have to follow them. We advise people to follow them. And if everybody just had the same mindset with what they do with their jobs, with GL, and follow the guidelines, I can promise you right now, there would be no such thing as a stuck board, because people are asking me about algorithms and when's the algorithm going to kick in and all of that stuff. Well, you see, the thing is, with an algorithm, if people just keep putting space fillers in, the algorithm's not going to work. There's no such thing as an algorithm, because guess what happens, guys? The algorithm picks up when a space filler gets put in. It picks it up when there's a space filler. And guess what it does? It does not go there. It smells it from a mile away and goes, ooh, space filler. Not going near there. That's what happens. That's what the algorithm does. It's a very clever algorithm. It can smell naughty positions. And it runs.
That's actually the other thing I wanted to mention about, you know, the beauty of the WhatsApp group that you've created, and, you know, like the jokes and the positivity. Every time I have a meeting with Chris in the last 3 weeks, he's mentioned this group and the positivity on there. And if you've got 600 accounts, how many people are you going to communicate with on your groups? How much chaos and excitement are you going to create with 600 accounts that all belong to one person? Just ask yourself that question. This requires people. When the world falls apart as we know it and money no longer exists, we will still have community, because we had it without money for 8 months before we started. And that is what's so beautiful. And that is what I'm fighting for. Community. Community is when people come together in unity.
That's it. That's it. And it all goes right back to those space fillers, guys. That is the biggest roadblock that we have in GL, and we have begged and pleaded, guys, please do not put space fillers. And the more we say don't do it, the more people do it, and then their boards don't move, and then 3 months later we get told, oh, your system doesn't work and blah 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 blah. And guess what? 99.9% of the time we go right back, we're able to see exactly what's happening on that board, and space fillers. And unfortunately, that is what affects the algorithm. The algorithm likes a 2 by 2 by 2. And that's when it starts to pick up, and that's when everything starts to work. So a person was asking, when's the algorithm going to kick in? Well, how long is a piece of string? We did that training on how to stimulate slow moving boards. Everything is explained there. And I said, I'm not going to repeat myself. I'm not a parrot. I'm not a parrot. We've done all the recordings. There's the recordings. I didn't spend the last how long putting that playlist together, the YouTube playlist. Guys, I think I'm still suffering PTSD from that. It took me forever to do. Everything is there.
Beautiful. It's the best YouTube playlist I've ever seen in my life.
Yay, thank you, Wingman. It's pretty awesome. No, all the tools are there. All the tools are there. And yeah, like we said last week or the week before, we all know what's going to start happening in the next 2 to 3 weeks. The cleanup is happening, guys. The cleanup is happening. We're going to be weeding the garden, and who's going to be left is the right people, because, you know, I'll be honest with you. I think what happened in January is we grew too quickly. GL grew too quickly, and you're thinking, Chris, how can something grow too quickly? There's a marketing. Yeah. You know, there's a saying in traditional marketing. I studied marketing, and there's a saying in traditional marketing that says growing, 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 gone. Growing, 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 gone. What does that mean? If you grow too quickly, you can end up collapsing and falling down. And you know, the reason for that is, I think what happened was everybody saw GL, which was the next hype. Everybody came in and didn't think about what a sacred gifting economy really is. And you've heard me say, slow down to speed up. And that's what we need to do. We need to slow down to speed up. And if you get too many people too quickly, we're not getting the right like-minded, like-hearted people. And that's had an impact on GL. And then, yeah, like I say, we deal with the people bitching and moaning. And I tell you what, when people send me pictures of their boards and I see those white circles and they ask, why is the algorithm not working? I say, excuse me, this is an activity, not an investment. If you want an investment, go put your money in Ellen Gray and sit and wait. That's not what GL is. It's not an investment. You put your money into GL and put $100 in. Guys, putting in $100 is the most easy thing in the world. Money does not make the boards move. People do. It's so easy to put $100 in. Oh, go and register. It takes a whole 5 minutes. It's the quickest and easiest thing ever. The work starts is when it's helping other people to get there too, and get them trained up. And that's where the people kind of fall short. And then the people bitch and moan at us. And, you know, in the beginning, I used to jump in straight away and go, oh my goodness, let me have a look. And every single time when I see those whiteboards, I just sit there and I shake my head. And you know what? And then, like I say, people bitch and moan at us. And, you know, if you get an orange, and you squeeze this orange, you know what's going to come out of it? Orange juice. Apple juice can't come out. Grape juice can't come out of it. The only thing that can come out of an orange when you squeeze it is orange juice. That's fact. You cannot get away with it. Guess what happens when you squeeze and put pressure on a human being? Guess what comes out? The true colors come out. A human being's true colors come out. And it makes me sad sometimes. It really makes me sad. And guys, you know what? Like Candz said, it's no shortcut. Everybody tries to circumvent the program. You take shortcuts and it's going to come back and bite you in the ass. That's guaranteed. Just do it the way this program has been designed. Do the 2 by 2. Person's asking, when is the cleanup being implemented? I wish yesterday. It's a process. It was the 24th of last month. What's the date today? Today is the 23rd. Okay, so tomorrow it starts to kick in. Tomorrow it kicks in. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen overnight. All of a sudden, tomorrow morning or Sunday morning, you're going to see the boards. They're going to look all different. No, it's a process. There can only be like I think it's just over 10,000 a day. So it's got to catch up on itself. Guys, there's a lag period. It kicks off on Sunday, and there's a process and a lag period, and we're going to start to see it as we're moving forward. And then we let the dust settle. We let the dust settle, and then we work with the positive people, the ones that are here, and let's build a monster together, guys. We're here after 9 months. Did you know that 90% of, we're not a business, but 90% of businesses that start worldwide, 90% fail within the first year. 90, guys, 90%. And this is a platform. We're still here 9 months later, and let me tell you something, we're going to be here for the next decades, that I can promise you right now. I see Granny's got a hand up. Should we let Granny have a quick little word? What do you think, Candz?
Yeah, I was thinking we've already passed the 30-minute mark, and it will be lovely to end off with Granny. So
that sounds like a good idea.
Thank you for being here, and everything that I say comes from a place of love. Sometimes I feel I need to apologize for my anger, but I've been rest assured that it's more of a passion that comes from my heart because of the love and the passion that I have for GL, and because I can see the future. And it is bright if we just stick together and work together and just leave our differences aside and just the pettiness and focus on 2 by 2 by 2. It's all we got to do. And there's so many people in the world that don't know anything about this. You know, I met an amazing guy at a flea market, and he does laser engraving, and his business card was a beautiful piece of wood that had engraving on it. And I said to him, I'm coming to see you because I want you to print cards for me for Gift of Legacy, because it's such a beautiful card. It's something that you'd want to keep even if you weren't interested in whatever's written on it. And that is what I'm going to do to get people, because I don't want to talk to the people that know me. You know, Chris and I have got a little bit of a problem, because when people Google it, it's our faces that they see as the scammers. And, you know, I'd rather get people out there that are hungry for this, that don't know me, that are joining because of the passion that they feel and they connect with in my heart. And sometimes, like I went to go have blood tests the other day, and I had a lovely, beautiful interaction with the guy. And he was saying, you know, they always ask for the tall black guy when they come because he's so gentle with the needles. And then I said, oh, what's your name? And his name was Gift. And I was like, oh my goodness, what a beautiful opportunity. But he was in a hurry. I was like, scooted out of the room, and I didn't have the opportunity to say or share anything. And that would have been a perfect moment to go, hey, I really like you. Have a look at this. Linktree will obviously be on there. They go into the Linktree link. And if you're interested, give me a call. Like, simple. All I needed to do was just give him that card. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And yeah, the seasons have changed, and we can get things growing again. We've planted the seeds. It's time to go and have a look now and see if the shoots are coming out, and just find new people. If the people that you brought in aren't doing anything, then leave them. Find new people. Pass them. Show them that other people are hungrier than them. Believe you me, they'll wake up. You know? And we got some stats today where so many people have actually taken their $800 and left. And I was saying to my dad, like, I don't get that. Like, what is that all about? And he said, Candz, they might have left for sure, but you don't think they're going to be sitting with GL in their minds going, wow, you know, it must, if I got $800, it must work. Maybe I should actually just go in again and like give it a proper chance, because imagine if I put that $400 on the board, you know? And I was like, wow, that's actually such a cool way of thinking about it, because we've lost them for now, but they will be back. And gifting, I mean, there's so many of you in America that have been in gifting spaces for a very long time. But every time that there's a little bit of a disaster, like Chris and I were also talking about it today, every time the economy is not doing well, network marketing does well. So the economy's not looking good at the moment. It hasn't been looking good for a while, but now it's like coming to a head. Something's going to happen. And we've got each other, and we've got this. Whether we're trading sheep or hearts or love or whatever, we've got each other, and that is priceless. It's worth more than any $100 that we'll ever receive or gift. So from our heart to yours, I love you all so much. We all have such a beautiful part to play in this. So
thank you, Wingman. Thank you, thank you. Sylvia, my mother, my other mother.
Your other mother. Candz and Chris, it is just always such a pleasure to see the two of you. And it breaks my heart to know how hard the two of you have worked, how you have carried this community on your shoulders, take responsibility for this community. And it breaks my heart to see how people abuse you and how, I don't know, you know, when I look at some of the comments on these groups, people that are complaining that don't know what's going on. How can they complain if they don't even know what's going on? Because obviously if they don't know what's going on, they haven't been following the Zooms, they haven't been interactive. So from my heart to your heart, you are appreciated. I love you and I thank you for everything that you have done for this community through your own hardships that you have carried this community. And yes, I just wish that people would open their eyes and their hearts and realize if it wasn't for the two of you, we would not have a gift of legacy. So thank you.
Thank you, Sylvia. That means a lot to me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Wow. Yeah, you know. Guys, you must enjoy the rest of your weekend. Look after yourselves. It's an absolute pleasure spending time with you guys. And yeah, so next week we're going to open up the new schedule. I'm looking forward to it. We're going to push it hard. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. Bam, bam, bam. Bam, bam, bam.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, dedicate your growth. And then the rest of the time, dedicate your social life. Go out and meet people. Don't have an agenda. Just go out and meet people. You know, and my dad said something beautiful to me as well. Is like, he loves his friends so much, even the ones that he knows are going to say no. And yes, he might have prejudged, but he said there's no ways that he wouldn't have been able to share it because of the love that he has for his friends. So he would rather share it with the possibility of being rejected than not share it because of the fear of being rejected. So if that's a line that you want to use to go there with people, do that. You know, say that. If you feel more comfortable sitting next to somebody with a cup of coffee and a serviette and you want to draw the board and you're more comfortable doing it that way, go ahead and do it that way. Do what feels comfortable for you. We can only give you the guidelines, but do it in a way. We've all had wonderful experiences that we want to share with people. We've all gone to a restaurant where we've had a wonderful meal that was, you know, a good price. Share it with that energy. If you go to your favorite store, Levi's, and they've got a sale on, and it's such a good sale, you're going to phone up all your friends and you're going to go, those jeans that you were looking at the other day, go get them. They're on sale. That is the energy that you're going to share with. No expectation. You don't care whether they go and buy the jeans or not. You're just sharing the good news. So try that. Like I said, I'm trying things differently. Chris is finally building a lineage that he can concentrate on. And when we come together on a Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, let's come together with many people. Yeah, Chris and I were also talking about a 30-day challenge, but we'll get there. I'll just little cat out of the bag, but yeah, everybody's doing these 30-day challenges. Well, guess what? We can do that here too.
Looking forward to it. Looking forward to it. We're going to have fun. We're going to have a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Can't wait. Thank you, guys. Enjoy your morning, afternoon, evening. Love you all. Thank you all so much, guys. Nighty night. See you on Monday. Motivation. Oh, Stephen and Vanessa are back on Monday.
Yes.
Can't wait. Can't wait.
Great energy.
Cool, guys. Enjoy. Cheers, eh? Bye, guys.
Bye.